We're supposed to have cafecito in here. It is late arriving. It is unacceptable. Thank you, Mario Cristobal, for being on with us. Welcome home. I have a million different questions. First of all, what is most Cuban about you? Give us all the ways that you are maximum Cuban.
There's no way that I'm not. That's the point. I'm the guy that when I was living in Oregon used to hang out at Mucho Gusto for an hour to be able to speak Spanish while I was away. So everything from café con leche y las tostadas por la mañana, desde que tenía 4 años to you name it.
Right there. That's it.
So what was the breakfast since you were 4 years old, and was it made by Grandma?
It was made by both abuela and abuelo, and what happens is, as you know, when you dump a shot of cafecito in your café con leche and you're 4, you bounce off the walls and you don't take advantage of nap time at school. So the teacher thinks there's something wrong with you, and they send you over to detention all day. So I had to deal with that. I think all Cubans' kids had to deal with that.
Is that the reason that you don't have time to dream? Because you are hopped up since 4 years old on some crack cocaine octane coffee?
Yeah, I tell you what. But yeah, as you know, being raised down here, being raised during that time, there's nothing like it, right? Hard to explain, really. Like truly a historical and epic time and era down here in Miami. So really grateful for that.
Outside of your family, outside of your friends, give me a handful of things that you missed most about Miami.
Well, I'm a water baby. So, I mean, I think my dad and my brother fished off of every bridge from here to Key Biscayne to Miami Beach down to the Florida Keys. So we did that and haven't been able to do that in a while. The food, the people, really the energy. I mean, landing in the airport at Miami International versus anywhere else, it's let's just say it's a far cry from that. Traffic did not miss, but I'm okay with that. I love the rolling thunderstorms that come in and then leave you in a hot sauna out there on the field. That's always good as a player and a coach. But, man, I just everything about it, man. I mean, there's nothing like it. People always talk about the weather. I mean, I play football in 20 below or 100 degrees. It don't matter. But overall, it's always about the people and the energy.
Coach, the tiny jersey they gave you for that opening press conference, where is it? What'd you do with it? I mean, regifted? Where is it?
Did you ask why is it so tiny?
I've decided to use it as a punishment for anyone that doesn't behave. They got to wear it.
I think the part that people don't know about you, Mario, is that
you say my name, bro?
Oh, wait a minute. We've got a fan here who's very excited.
I haven't seen him in years.
PIPO, we have not seen PIPO in years. PIPO is here to say hello to Mario.
What's up, bros? Oye, Mario, welcome home, bro.
¿Qué pasa, caballo?
Bro, that's my guy right here. You know what? I was a little bit worried about you. I'm not going to lie. A little bit worried about you. Because you know what I said? I said, how is it that this school is going to pay $800 million to este tipo that FIU votó? But as I suspected, Pete Garcia, and you can confirm this, es tremendo come mierda. I don't know what he was doing cuando te votó. Same thing with Blake James. Say it right now. Blake James come mierda for not hiring me 5 years ago. And the Pete Garcia is a come mierda also. Everybody knows it. Dilo.
The only thing I can say is that is, you talk about things I missed. That is one of my favorite words. I can't repeat it on air, but that is one of the best words ever created by the Spanish.
Right.
Is it one word? I thought come mierda was 2 words.
I think you put it all together.
Oh, here we go again with this journalist. Be careful around him, Mario. I'm telling you right now. Ten cuidado, because this people, I don't know if you know who he is. This is Pelgran over here who tried to cancel your university's football program probably when you were there. Snitch. Ten cuidado.
Coño.
Exactly. Coño is right. And we keep coming on here, giving him todo este respeto, but he's the guy that tried to end this university. Not even the program, the university, the one that he allegedly went to.
Good morning. Buenos dias.
Oye, Mario, listen, it's been a lot of softballs right now, so let me ask you serious questions, okay? Softballs, that's right, Daniel. Softballs.
Tell him to go Pete
What's
Garcia
going
from
on?
Amanda.
Excuse me?
You're just throwing heat right now, people.
Relax, okay, Mike, relax. Mario, what's going on with the turnover chain? Are we done with that or what?
Oh, I'm not addressing any of that stuff till we actually start. The guys are back on the 16th, I believe, 17th, which we'll meet. And the entire program, like I spent the last 4.5 weeks just assessing everything top to bottom, from personnel to culture, you name it, so that when they come, we start fresh, and I'll get with the team on everything regarding policies, regarding culture, how we do things. So all that stuff will be addressed, and I'll get it out there as soon as possible.
So yes or no?
It's a good question.
The tough
Listen,
questions.
You
man.
went right into Coach Speak from Coño. We thought we had softened you up with Coño.
Mira que people te gusta joder, coño.
That's right. No, I'm gonna hold you accountable, because that's what's been missing in this program for years. Because we had that other guy that came on here, and everybody's like, "Oh, these guys are Cuban. These guys are." An embarrassment is what that guy was, Manny Diaz. And I was a little bit worried, because here's the thing, Mario, and you know this better than everybody. Cubans can do anything. They can turn trucks into boats that drive across the ocean. But this guy has people thinking that Cubans can't coach football. And it's an embarrassment. And now people are going to stick that to you. So I need to make sure that this is a totally different situation. And I'm not going to get into the coaching moves so far. But I'm a little bit worried about this mirror ball, because I don't know if I could say it now, but he's like, the last time that we had a coach that was like that was Manny Diaz. And then, I don't know about this other guy that you brought in for the weight training, but that guy, is he gordo, is he grande por
Are you
gusto?
kidding me? You got to settle down here, people. Tell us about the mustachioed strength coach.
Hey, well, this one's for people. Last time I checked, the Outland Trophy winner, that's the number 6 overall pick for the Detroit Lions, was groomed and coached by Alex Mirabal. So I'll leave it at that. Not to mention.
There you go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. Mario Cristobal.
Okay, aquí it's going to be about los grande, los animales up front. You got to be.
But good grande is not grande por gusto. Say it. We will not have grande por gusto. Promise me right now.
The strength coach, his name is Aaron Feld. I'm sure you saw him. He was with me at Alabama, then was over at Georgia. We went and kidnapped him right away to take him to Oregon. Porque tipo un caballo. He knows the industry. He understands the sports part of it. And the guy's a complete pro. And the energy that comes out of him is like, carajo. The guy's unbelievable. So those two guys are home runs. More are coming over the next couple of days, throughout the course of next week, so we can hit the road running come once the contact period begins again on Thursday.
Are you satisfied, PIPO? PIPO, are you
Look, Mario, between us, we'll talk, shh, okay? They don't test the coaches, right? Because ese tipo me parece un poquitico, you know what I mean? And su raso un poquitico, but that we don't need to worry about, because they only check the players. So we don't need to worry about that coach. Even though he's like, ese tipo está inflado, bro.
I mean, he is impressive. He is.
We got everything at the GNC on our side.
Yeah, but I know people at that GNC, and I know people at the LA Fitness, so don't, you know what I mean? Ya tú sabes.
Oh, man.
Oye, where do you get your croquetas from? This is very important. Are you an Isla Canarias guy? Or are you a La Carreta guy? A Versailles guy? Because I know someone at Isla Canaria, and we can maybe work something out, because this is what I was thinking, especially if you get rid of the turnover chain. There's this big cafetera that's on wheels that they have on Bird Road. And I was thinking, we get the cafetera and we put it in one side of the end zone. And then we can celebrate with cafecitos after touchdowns. And then in the other side, I can call my boy John from Isla Canaria, and maybe we get a big inflatable croqueta that we put in the other end zone. And then that's how we have it. Croqueta, cafecito in both end zones. What do you think?
I think empanada over croquetica. That's my choice.
Oh, yes.
Whoa.
Yep.
Cógelo suave, bro.
He's going to throw a loaded meat potato at you. You better back off, people. He's not having any more of this.
No, on the side note, this is very different than any interview I've had.
Well, that's because we asked the tough question. Everyone else, pardon my French, is pussyfooting around you, and we're not doing that here today. We're asking you the hard questions, and we're going to hold you accountable. I also have a business proposition for you when it's appropriate, so Dan can let me know.
All right, give us a second. Let me just ask him a couple more questions here.
Good coaches at Miami, the real good ones at Miami, they were held accountable, and they were all tough asses. So,
well, we haven't had any of those in a long time.
Hey, I'm going to hold your ass accountable too. All right?
I dare you. I dare you.
Okay, just back off for a second,
Just for a second,
Just
people.
for a second.
Please.
There are a lot of Miami fans who would like to hear from the coach. Just back off for just a second.
They also want to hear from PIPO.
Well, welcome. Yes,
Stop encouraging him, please.
I am not disputing that they also want to hear from people. It has been a long time. You along the path here, and Mario's handling this much better than the previous coach.
You think?
Because Mario's maximum Cuban. But one of the things that people don't know, perhaps, about you, Mario, is that as menacing as you are and you were as a player, your brother would drag you around by the hair, right? Your brother, Luis es el animal de los animales.
Luis Salvaje, and I think you're trying to bait like a cage match between me and him. I think that's what you're doing with that comment right there. But no, Luis been a judo, Salvaje for a long, long time, and he certainly was a great player. But okay, look, Miami's Miami, and the energy and to be able to talk like this is what Miami is, right? Like we all come from really different upbringings, and we've seen it all down here. So this is awesome. So I enjoy this. I'm all about it. And brother, we got a ton of work that we got to do to make it look like we want it to look like. And I'm talking about in every aspect, and that's okay. I mean, that's why I've got the honor and the privilege to be back here, but. It needs el apoyo. It needs todo el mundo. Okay, let's go, because when you watch Miami from afar, the thing that stuck out to myself and a lot of our alum was like, coño, man, when things don't go well, it almost feels like it tears each other apart a little bit, and that's hard. That's hard. And
that's
then
what's up.
The wave of momentum. There's a lot of youth, and it's affecting recruits in a great way. I mean, the guys that we have committed and signed are top tier guys, man. And this roster needs to look like that. After a few years, it needs to look like one of the best, if not the best, in the entire country. So we got to keep rolling, man. Pa'lante, pa'lante.
Can you tell us what the greatest concern you had before taking the job about Miami that was allayed?
Well, I from afar, you could tell that from a recruiting standpoint, things weren't working out, right? They weren't, you weren't hitting on some of the top tier guys on a consistent basis, right? So there were holes, or I would say there was a lack of depth and maybe some areas in the roster that needed more development, more improvement. But the one that really concerns you when you go away to Alabama, no, imagínate, you go over there and the place looks like the Taj Mahal, right? You go to Oregon and the football building itself, the training room, the equipment room, right? You walk in there and it's the who's who of the Air Jordans, right? And it's all the bells and whistles, recovery system, strength and conditioning, support staff, the personnel in your personnel department, from your director of recruiting, director of scouting, director of on-campus relations. You name all, it's like an army that Coach Saban had put together, a flow chart that really just encompassed everything that you could ever imagine at the highest level. Player development people, sports psychology, the attack on mentality and the attack on complacency through sports psychology, and also the mental health specialists. All those things were resources along with facilities that were my biggest concern. That was it, because it has to look a certain way for it to turn into something that looks a certain way. Does that make sense? And
they promised you, whatever your fears were, they're gone.
They're gone. Miami's going to look like the best in the country, and as long as it takes to go.
The U is back. Mario, is the U back? Yes or no? Dan, ask him direct questions. Is the U back? Yes or no?
You just asked him.
Well, that was hard to hear. What did you say?
Is the U back? Is the U back?
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Is the U back?
These are not yes or no questions. I
oh my God.
Go. There's no slogan. There's no bull. You know what? You got to work, man. There's been enough slogans. There's been enough caca out there for a long time about this. It's time to work. It's time to grind, and it looks a certain way. And the U has to go to work. There's no more, comiendo, we got
mierda, comiendo mierda.
Last thing I'll ask you before we give you a toast here, and PIPO's got a gift for you that you can't quite see necessarily, but there is a gift involved. the most emotional moment you have had shared with anybody along this path? Because I've got to imagine landing here, the flight, seeing your family, whatever the celebration was, whatever was happening in the yard, there were probably 1,000 of them, but the one you think of first is?
Oh no, it's mom. I think you guys, it's known out there. You know, mom's sick, and I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers. People have been unbelievably supportive. Imagínate, you know, la gente en el hospital también han sido increíble with our family situation. So, unfortunately, because of that and because of the pace, and the pace is manic. It really is manic, like 19 to 20 a day. It's like it hasn't settled in yet, but I think mom and her seeing the fact that I was wearing, you know, a UM logo, seeing the U, I still call it UM, seeing the logo on my shirt, and that I was back home is the one that really struck hard.
Mario, it is a thrill to have you back. People, do you want to do this presentation here? You have something that you want to? Okay.
Enough, Dan. Thank you. I got this from here.
Yes.
Mario, listen to me. I know that you're about turning things around at this school, and Sebastian has been very nice for the years that he's been around. But I think that it may be time that we update it. And you didn't jump on Zoom, but I'm going to show you this mock-up I have of a potential new mascot. And here you go. And as you can see, for the people that see it, my boys, Renee and Raul designed this. And it is a gallo with a chain that says 305 and a hat. And I would be more than happy to pass this along to you. And just so you know, I have for you also, nuevo de paquete, a custom t-shirt of it that we can send your way.
Okay.
And we can have merchandising that we can sell and make un montón de papel.
Okay.
So let me know, and I'll talk to Renee and Raul, and they can get back to you.
Are you willing to have a gallo as the mascot wearing a 305
You gotta
chain?
see it, bro. It's dope as hell. You can't see it right now because you're on the phone, but this thing is dope as hell. You're gonna like it. I'm telling you right now. What's your address? I'll send it to you.
Okay, we'll get that off air. Are you willing to consider the idea of replacing Sebastian the Ibis with un gallo?
Ya tú sabes.
Dale, bro, dale. I knew I liked this guy. I knew that this guy was different than the other one. I'm telling you right now, I knew it. And you were questioning it, Dan, and I knew that he was different.
I was not questioning it. A toast to the...
And we don't even need to get into what you said about his brother in the past.
What are you talking about? A toast? Are you crazy?
He's
I
unhinged.
would never say anything about Luis. Let's a toast to Mario Cristobal with our cafecitos. Gracias, señor. We know you have to get back to recruiting.
Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa adentro.
Yeah. Qué rico.
Para coger impulso. Go change. Thanks, guys.
See you later.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, PIPO.